Hello everybody, how's your one going? It's just arguing with the dashboard there. Currently it says everything's offline. The module grind's so poetic. I think it's actually almost done now. Yep, 22 to go. I dared set the bitrate to 6,000 to see what would happen. And good morning to you, Studio X. Still says I'm offline too. Oh. Today, while that was grinding out, I was actually going to redo all the stations down here. As you can see from the UPS, it's already dipping from just the belts that I have now. Only half of the circuits is going, and even then most of it's not really moving that fast, and it's already killing the game. To be fair, I put no effort into optimizing it. So, here's the ghettoed in unloaders. Need to sort all this out before everything can get moving. I might turn that music down a little bit. That was up, not down. Nope, don't work there. Don't want to be an exterminator. So the overall plan is, I'm thinking, because I joined them up here temporarily, I was actually thinking about cutting off this here, and I never really liked that lump of a thing there anyway. And it was always a bit tight, there's no room for a stacker. So I was going to move it over to here where the old, I think one more time old rail yard was. And bring it straight up and then across. And then I'll turn all these stations around and then have this, I'll split it in half and lay it all the way across the bottom here. That should keep me busy for a few hours. And hopefully keep everyone else watching entertained for a few hours. Oh, apparently hosts are coming in. I can see it on the dashboard and they're flickering by faster than I can see them. So what's new on this Sunday? And do I have a blueprint, more importantly? Yes, yes I do. I already started laying out tracks down here. I was actually thinking of expanding it to 4 lines just in case, going in. I might start at this end. Get all this stuff turned around. I feel like something ain't right with Twitch right now. You are actually able to receive... There is actually anyone out there receiving this at the minute, is there? Normally to tell me that the thing's online and things to be working, that sort of stuff. Normally chat would be more lively by now. Nope. Well, as long as you are here at least, Studio. Where was I? Ha! That lines up with what I want. 17 for you, and bananas here. I don't know, I'll just roll with it. Oh, I gotta turn all this crap round too. Hey, it's done. I finally got all the modules for everything that was needed so far. I'll just probably let that go, churn out more modules. I think I was producing something like 500 modules in, every 10 minutes. Nope, down to 300. 1,600 the last hour. Not a small number in a way. 310 minutes. 30 in 1 minute. At least it's consistent. So I need to turn this round. There's got to be a lazy way of doing this. Might get a new blueprint for it. Get all that out of the way. One more substation. And that should do it. Oh yeah, put the roboports back. It's meant to be a constant combinator that sets all of these filter inserters. And it's meant to be only one of them that connects all of them across the center. Why do I hear more in your right ear than your left? I'm not sure actually. As far as I can tell, the microphone is going into the PC balanced, and then at some point in the processing it's diminishing on one side. I checked it and it's on all of my audio inputs. I'm not entirely sure what's causing it. Very strange. Like, I checked with microphone, line in, and even a few other... RIP. Oh. I'm worried it's a dying sound card. From what I gathered, it's looking at the recordings, it's not a small amount too. It's like twice as loud in one side compared to the other. It's a bit odd for something that's meant to be mono. Suppose I should connect this up too. Or actually... if that'll work. That's something I'll find out when I get building. The real test is if that can signal. I should be able to place a signal there and then in here. I think it'll be okay. It's usually the reversing out that's a problem with it. I also thought I'd have a go at turning up the frame rate. Is that off? Hang on a minute. That's the old position. I want to keep that too. Recycle that one. I have this sneaking feeling this is the old one. This is meant to sit in there somewhere. And it was meant to overlap in the center, so you get three belts going up. No. It was a good start, but of course it has to be moved to the left. Where the hell did it go? Now I'm just looking at blueprints randomly. They're all combinators. That's for later. Yep. Oh, this is a belt one. There it is. Yeah, it should tile like that. Apparently still offline. Excellent, Twitch. Seems like there's a lot of dead room here in that window. Okay, so that first one was just a practice. Oh. Oh wait, actually I was meant to do that. more faster. At the rate I'm going, I'd never get anything done. Although I think we established that already. It's just asked on Discord for a live stream. Seems like Twitch is a little slow with the notifications. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Twitch. It says that I'm offline at the minute. Speaking of Discord. Ah. Yeah, I haven't been going on for that long. I see I haven't missed too much. Just me getting these things in the wrong position again. I think Can's asleep, so he won't yell at me for not using the pipette tool again. There's a stray belt there. Just keeps on going up. These things are expensive too. Can't just be wasting stray belts like that. Oh, what's... Oh, you again. Oh, United Senpany. I think that was. Thank you for the follow anyway. That made me jump a little bit, it's so loud. Now I gotta remember what I was meant to be doing here. I had a thing laid out and I've forgotten what it is. Which is excellent of me. Oh, that's kind of it. There's nothing else down there. Now, what was I trying to do? It was something that was a kind of a 4 to 3. I'll turn those around for a start. Oh, that actually lines up. I was just thinking, that looks about right for where it should be. Turns out it was. 13 days to Factorio party in Prague. Can't wait. Oh yeah. It's too bad it's too far away for me. Something like that it was. Do the non-underground version first. They should come around. Oh, yeah, but not with a splitter like that. Oh, actually, it doesn't need the first one, realistically. It's already done down there. Interesting submerger dust. I've got to pick up goodies there. Send to exterminator. I reckon go for it. If there's anything good. I don't think postage... where are you located, actually? Postage from continental Europe isn't too bad for postage. Yeah, what the hell was I doing? Oh yeah. Gotta do that. So I can save on belts doing that. Until the base has slowed down, the time used has gone down. What are you at? 10... No, that's flip. 14. It's on the edge. Yeah, there it goes down again. How's power doing? Eh, not bad. I need to clean out some of these really big blueprints. When at the party, send photos so you can pick up what you like. Okay. Excellent. T-shirts might be tricky, yeah. Sizing is always hell. I'm trying to remember what blueprint I was meant to be... What was the last one which I can recycle? Not that one. Definitely not that one. That's the... No, that's the normal stop. I don't want to get rid of... Oh, I might as well kill... What is that one? Oh, I know what that is. Basically be that for now on. So, Bri Guy, how's it going? And a good morning to you. Oh, it does redeposit it back in the system. Always wondered. Something that I've done and then forgotten. Something is not right. I know how to fix this. Much better. Just overkill the old one, just to be sure. Is there someplace we can get Mojo's Rail blueprints? Exterminator's Patreon page so far. I do plan to sort them out and put them on public somewhere in the next week or two. It's just been a matter of time. There's a few things to fix, like the ones that I've got up here. Yeah, they've been scrambled, these books. And this one too. I think that one's fine. I think that one's also old. No, it isn't. That's a special one. Join rare multiplayer game and steal. That too. I guess that's another way to do it. I better stop iron as well. That would be a smart move. Which has been handed over to manual control. In the Megabase 1.1 playthrough, I left all my blueprints in my library just in case. But I think they were scrambled from that bug. Give that some time to drain. I'll deal with this end. Where were we? Oh, it was that one. Wanted to send train on to get Prague. It will fit in my inventory, but weighs over 385 tons, and check post can only send 30 kilo packages. So Exterminator can expect 13,000 packages. I approve of this. So I was hoping to also contain it within its own horizontal width. Yeah, the horizontal width is the same thing as each other. I want to constrain the trains within the width of the base. And will I use 4? Is the other question. I might reduce it to 2 and 2. So I'll have those. But these two will be for copper and this will be for the iron and stone. Although arguably these could be for copper and stone. And this will split out into 4 as it gets over. I should actually turn these off too. One day I'll actually invest in finishing the train controller. I've been playing around with it lately. I was playing around with it while waiting for the modules to go. I actually got it scanning a lot faster now. What is this train area? This is the unloading and storage sidings. So if I zoom right out, will this get me out further? No, it won't, because they did horrible things to the map view. So the original design was the trains, they come in through here, into the stackers, one for iron, one for copper. This isn't the original one was better because that junction's horrible. Yeah, the trains are waiting until they're needed. I use through stations, but what they do is they terminate into end shunting sidings, And each group of 3 relates to one outpost. So if I zoom out a bit, you see it's iron hold 1, 2, 3, all the way down to 10. So it means there's up to 30 iron trains and then 30 copper trains. I've only done the iron sort of mostly so far, and it works pretty well given how simple it is. You'll actually see there's a flash of purple as it scans down. It's much quicker than it used to be. Yep, there it goes. Number 6 always had problems though. For some reason it would always launch trains even if they were not needed. What's it counting up to? Much higher than it needs to. I think it's every 2 seconds. Used to have another divider on it. Let's go see what iron's doing. Actually, who's out still? There's only one train out. Oh, it's iron 2. Which is up. Oh, he's coming back. They look like they're getting empty. Doing something similar, but you don't need as much logic to control it. It has to lay about 5 ticks between needed and to its storage. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've actually got to update this controller. This is the old one. I've simplified it even more. There's actually not a hell of a lot to it. I actually got rid of all this filter stuff as well. This one was more experimental. This is much me trying to learn how to actually have memories and sequences and all that sort of thing. It's not the first iteration too. Yeah, there's one of the older ones. That thing was pretty horrible. You can actually see in here's all the other iterations before it too. There was 3 or 4 here at one point. Is this train back? Yes, it is. And we've got some materials here. It's completely full. I have to drain that. About 5 combinators in each outpost and 3 in the storage for each station to do it. I was actually hoping to get outpost down to 1 combinator, but I can only do it. I can't figure out a way to do it with anything less than 2. Actually, I can just tap off here. Thinking about doing a transit station. Trains will carry anything which the circuit network loads into them. By network highways and transit loads, mining smelt. Oh, okay. So is that like the train or the circuit network tells the train what to pick up and drop off? Instead of having the train dedicated to like an iron or a circuits, it can just do anything. Is Mike waiting for Dutcher again? Also. Book of Wit, thank you for the follow. Could do it with 2, but have to do some calculations setting up the station. Okay. How did I know that? Well, it is Sunday night, and that's usually when you guys are playing. I realised it as soon as you started posting. I was like, hang on. And then I just looked at Discord and I saw you in multiplayer one. I was like, ah. So, while that's draining, I might move processing units. Plastics are a little short too. The train doesn't come frequently enough. So just pick up this and move it a few tiles to the right, because that's a thing you do. I'll just squeeze this in between. Try to see if it's facing the right way. No, it isn't. Now it is. What's your current playtime on this single player game? That's a good question. 19 days. I've been playing it since version 12. Save game and tell me. Yeah, 479 hours. There's the first 1226. And that's the original mods. Code of Wills is over 1,000 hours. So this is even small. What is... Mike, what's yours up to? That was up to something ridiculous too. You and Dutcher and Cupid. Somehow that got cleared too. Oh yeah, and one of those got deleted. It's no good to me anymore. It's tainted. More plaster. There it is. Because I can, I'm going to step it back a little bit. You have about 500 hours on your main base. And it's only running at 15. It's no good when it gets that low, it kind of ruins it, but it's still an impressive time. Need to add a filter to the blueprint library. Be nice if it was if it had public and private and didn't sync the private ones. I find I sometimes accidentally join multiplayer games with some big blueprints in my library. I've got some more now actually. Why did I get rid of them? Yeah, I've got the whole circuit built there. That'll kill anyone's game, anyone else's game on the multiplayer server. Got 150 hours total in Factorio. I hate to admit it, but mine's up to like 2,000. It's actually over 2,000. It's a problem in every speedrun. Oh, all the blueprints syncing. Costs you time. There we go. Oh, it needs beacons for a change. County's blueprints of his smelting took 25 minutes last week to sync up. I don't understand why it takes so long for them to sync up too. Because they're not that big, the blueprint files. And, like, it can't be a slow internet thing. I think I actually have the speedrun blueprint, that one. Have I seen his smelting? I haven't seen anything he's done lately. Ooh, delicious pipes. Perhaps even grouping blueprints would be good beyond just a book. That's true. And I saw you too before. Needs to be a filter for the blueprint library, or just what else was it? List view. Gotcha. Yeah. Like, as it is, this is just it's impossible to find anything. It needs to be really carefully named. Still setting up science and launched 1,000 rockets already and just buffering up the space science. To be admittedly, I've done that too, buffered up a lot of space science, but probably not nearly as much. I only have like 70,000 or something. 72,000. Especially if you get to name it and have 100 plus, yeah, like all of these. Because they're usually like one-shot deals. I don't normally name them. Like, why would I... Oh, Green Circuit 17 I did name. That one. Why would I ever name that one? The one that brings the game down to 30 UPS and 15 FPS. Some things to point out over 2 weeks. Use coloured books. That is true. That mod does exist. Showing no signs of slowing down. That'll speed it up. Oh yeah, I sometimes get stuck spending 5 minutes trying to figure out which one's the latest when that happens. The only downside to the coloured blueprint books is you lose that blueprint if it's coloured and you bring it into vanilla. It's a bit of a problem. Getting down. That's why it should be vanilla. Yeah, that is true. There's a lot of things the blueprint library could be, but isn't. Could be done. It could be fixed with a mod. Like I have a mod that updated colored concrete and smart trains to vanilla. Yeah, I updated smart trains to vanilla the manual way. Wasn't that much fun. There's actually a little bit in there. Shouldn't be too bad though. Doing 100 plus smart train stations at 15 UPS, that does not sound like fun. Being able to sort by the date it was created modified to be a lifesaver, that is true too. Zenith recently complained on the forums about how the game decides on sorting the circuit network signals. Because it does it in a kind of a strange way. It sorts by number, but it also kind of sorts by the item entity. Ooh. No, can't have been that important then. Nothing got blown up. Might have been over here. Yeah. It was just there. It's funny watching Exterminator where things are getting destroyed and he doesn't even notice. You see that destroyed counter down here just keep on going up. How far off are we? Nearly there. I shouldn't have said exterminator. For some reason I feel really hungry now. He won't complete his goals for his series. Exterm says it's fine unless it's uranium minus. Does having excess unused robots in network hurt UPS? In a way, eventually it does, because as the roboport fills up, the bots have to travel further to find an empty roboport to go to live in. That was something that I noticed with this one. Like, there's 200 in here and it can hold 350. It's almost full. So you get all these roboports that are full, and they'd have to go, like, if they were all full, then they'd come down to here, and down around here, further away, which adds to charging. It's a more marginal one, though. What are the main entities that cause lag? Belts, all kinds of belts. Pipes. I'm trying to think what after that. Inserters. But inserters are much better. Not inserters. Mining drills was a big one in 14. Or before 15, I should say. Signals, yep. Bot networks. Yeah, having a lot of signals on a railway network is a problem, because it cuts it up into individual track. It's not the signals so much themselves, it's the track blocks. Or the signal blocks. Not pass, what was it? There it is, rail blocks. So the more signals there are, the more rail blocks there are. And so the more rail blocks there are, the more a train, when calculating a path, has to calculate a path through. And so that just adds to the load. Circuit network signals should be really good in 15. Is there a food mod adjusting icons and recipes to much food? Thing, flour dough, meat, salami, pizza, it might keep exterminating at the game for 10 hours. I like the idea of this mod. This needs to be a thing. These are all pretty empty. There's a lot of bots there. Also, one thing I didn't do was reconnect the blue circuits, processing units. So you mine cheese, tomatoes, corn, and then red circuit is pizza. Yes. We need to get around this. It's a very important mod. Aliens can be renamed to exterminators and the goal will be to defeat the aliens. It just keeps getting better and better. As the mod just keeps on giving. Sweet corn on pizza. Yeah, there's an odd thing. I actually assumed when you meant corn, you said corn, that it was for the dough. Because I'm going on the assumption that the US tends to use corn-based pizza dough. No audio. Margarita ham plus corn equals yummy. I know there's a ongoing problem with the balance of the microphone, which I don't know where it's coming from and what's causing it. Because the microphone itself is mono, and then somehow it's being converted to stereo, and then being thrown out of balance somewhere. Chicken on a pizza is a bit of a weird one. Pizza is life. Yes, it is. Also got the goop. Now it does. Meat feast. Sausage fest. The real point of contention for apparently for some people is Hawaiian pizza. It's the best. That's my opinion. And it is the truth. And apparently still offline. Pineapple pizza. No, I want pizza, but the pizza place isn't open for another 5 hours. What? With pineapple? Yep. You don't put fruit on pizza. The rocket is a pizza oven. Yes. That is excellent. Let's turn that up a little bit. Ghosts on the wall. What CPU do I use? I have a i7 5820. I'm just keeping an eye on OBS. I was testing these settings before, and I was getting the CPU overloaded. I was using like 50% CPU. Rails are roads and trains are cars that deliver the pizza. And that's why they run you down, is because they got to meet the requirement of deliver within 30 minutes or it's free. Robots are the scooters delivering pizza. Scooters, mopeds, whichever it may be. Video is buffering for some reason if I put it on 720p 60. Is that source? I might turn OBS down a bit. Could be the routing to the Twitch server, maybe. I am running the stream at the maximum allowed. Just because I can. Although technically there isn't a maximum. New internet, yes. I have 25 megabit of upload now. I actually got it a week or two ago, but before I was running it at 4200, and I was having trouble getting the 60 frame working. It needs a lot of CPU. The 1080 is only really possible with a secondary PC, from what I've been experimenting with. Doing 1080-30. Yeah, I could probably do that with my PC, but not 1080-60. I don't even think if I use my i3 second PC, it'd be able to do it. That's probably too much for it. It's too bad I don't have my old i7 anymore. 60 FPS is not very important for Factorio, bitrate is. That is very true. You also never actually have to say the P. It's impossible for it to ever be anything other than P for VGA. The VESA spec disallows interlaced. It's a thing ever since HD became mainstream with selling TVs, LCD and plasma TVs, that P 1080p thing and 720p thing became prevalent. Alright, finally can do this. What is it you're trying to do? I am rebuilding my unloading station. Ooh, red room. So this space in here was the old unloader, and I need to expand it to go all the way across to here, adding for the 10 and 11, 10 copper, 11 iron. Oh, it's actually more than that. 18. No, it's not 18. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And also turning the stations around. So I've got to move this as well, and there's not enough room for it anymore. So I'm going to bring the input trains up through here, cross down, and then have this here, and then it can exit back out on the main line here, I think. That should separate it all nicely. More junk to clear. How do I pause a headless dedicated Factorio server using command prompt? I don't actually know. To put it shortly, Mojo will more faster double it, yes. I've never really run a Factorio server, so I wouldn't know. The administration tools for Factorio server is pretty horrible. Even setting it up is pretty awful. Don't see any. Yeah, I've never seen a way to do it before. And here come the bots. Move these before they get comfortable in their roboport. Yeah, I have set them up before, but the back end of it is horrible. Can't join your own server because it can't catch up. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, we had that policy as well. A pause before leaving. And then one day someone didn't and forgot to pause it. Yeah, the problem with the auto pause is it unpauses as soon as you try to join. So as soon as the catch-up process begins, it unpauses. It's kind of annoying, really. I guess the assumption is that you need to be able to catch up to actually play the game. Yeah, there it is, won't signal vertically. Oh well. It's killing the dream, it is. Didn't that happen on Shred Guy's game earlier? He was having trouble keeping up with the game because of the one that makes the biters go crazy, that mod. Is there an online console command? There should be. It's just I haven't seen it listed anywhere as to what it should be. That's better. Might be a cheat command. It'd have to be a lure command. Everything in the game is a lure command in some form. Like, it just is a crazy, really crazy idea. Game.pause equals true or something. I can't imagine that'd be a thing. But you never know. And that's just me randomly guessing. Figured out some problems with the experimental heavy howitzer and destroyer turrets. What's the distance between train tracks for intersections and such? I try and keep it 4 tiles apart, which is the same as one roboport. Oh, actually, this will work. Without sending the stream crazy, hopefully. Yeah, 4 tiles. That thickens up a bit better there. And these major boundaries are the chunk boundaries. Yeah, I might actually be able to play with this on now, finally. Oh wait, they're the new ones. I don't want to deconstruct those. I'm gonna turn it off anyway. When you ran a headless server, you used screen to have it in a virtual terminal and then connect it back to typing little commands. Yeah. Bitrate gone, too much to update, yeah. Yeah, it's only 5300 now. I had to turn it down. Because a few people were having trouble. I think Twitch hides the source if it's too high. And when I say source, I mean the stream is no longer listed in the directory. FPS UPS dropped to 554. Yeah, huge desync. They're the worst. These all line up mostly. I might take the stuff above it as well. Some of this. This is a Factorio soundtrack, yes. It's better to have this than the no copyright sounds or the fat rat again. Where is this music in the game? It isn't. You have to buy the soundtrack to get it. How's that look? Seems fine. Rail blocks. Which is all fine and good until it paints two blocks in the same colour, like there. And almost there. No, the symmetry's off. Or it is? Oh yeah, that is off. Roboports below. Oh yeah. That's a terrible thing. They're all over the plate. I'm gonna move them again anyway. So I won't get too cozy with them. Oh no, the symmetry. The symmetry is very important. It's the most important thing. Now I can relax again. Purge all that now too. Oh, there's a long way to go. It's a long way to go and I went too far. There's a gap there. Well, that's draining. I should really fix this. I was staring at it and avoiding it. An extra robot there too. Fortunately, that one can never sit in the middle. What's the best way to deal with that? Can sit there instead. Oh no, that won't work. For reasons that won't be apparent until later on. Proper way it should be. Taking portable Mojo with a kitchen. Link. Ah, I see. In theory it is pretty easy to start up a server, but I don't like the way it behaves. The way it calls config files and such is a really weird way to do it. .31497 sounds about right. And UDP, yeah. Although it's safe to, it's a good idea to do both just in case, or assume both. I hope we soon get back to seeded speedruns. No more random ones. I was worried there were a lot of bots in there, but no, it's fine. Brains have Brain's trying to get a nice compact 8-4 compressor. The best way to do that an 8-4 is to just use an 8-8 and only tap off half the outputs, one from each output splitter. I actually did something like this here, which reduced 16 down into 8, which ended up tapping off back to 16 again. But you have put 2 of these, these things, 2 of these back to back, and then tap off one belt from each output splitter. I found everything can be done with either 4x4 lane rebalancers or 8 lane rebalancers. Much easier than trying to argue with specific rebalancers and such. A lot of them don't work anymore too, or at least don't work the way they should. Ha! Got it. No, I didn't. Or did I? No, there we go. There we go. Oh, there's still a lot in there. Rename it servicings.json. Yeah, it doesn't always take that file. It's inconsistent. I've had to put it in the bin directory of the game before it works. I believe it's also case sensitive as well. MojoD's seen that mod that compacts like 60 smelters into one? Not as such. Oh yeah, and none of the errors are actually explained what the problem is. Why give meaningful error messages when cryptic ones serve the purpose just as well? Blah, blah. That thing. Ugh. It's annoying that there's no default path too, because that the game looks in, because you can actually set it to basically anything. You can give it an absolute path that can be just anything. Absolutely anything you want. You can have it on a different drive too. I thought I did something wrong here. Compound furnaces. Ah. Yeah, normally quotation marks around the path sort out the spaces. I say normally because it doesn't always. There's always that 1% of programs which don't accept quotation marks either, or special characters. I need the unloader. That's the old one. Did I delete it? Guess I did. Suppose I should do it properly. Suppose. Why doesn't that fit? Oh, and that's off now. So many blue-colored nicknames, had to change it. There is a lot of blue. It's getting hard to keep track. It's off by a tile. Sometime there is all red. Ha ha ha. That's E, not R. What robo speed level are aiming at? Well, I got up to 9 before tearing everything down and starting over. You could just see how high it goes, really. Oh, that's really going to annoy me. Oh, I hope these aren't off, actually. these are off by a tile. Oh, they're off by a tile. These are fine. Alright, time to move it. Time to move smelting to the left a tile. Scan new blueprint. I'll trim this first actually, because it's easier to move it when there's nothing on top of it. Ooh, all my bots. Here we go. I actually want to do from top down to where the problem starts. Oh, that's a big blueprint. It's not that much to deconstruct. What's the construction manager say? Not bad. I can't see anything. Where does it begin and end? Alright, so we want to be there. Hang on, I'm not over far enough. I love the UPS tanks when they bring it out, yes. The worst part is I've got to redo all the wires. Down it goes. So there, no, there. There. One tile. As a construction manager, there we go. 3.7. All bots in use. Rip bitrate. Yeah, it's a little low for 60 frame. So anything really complicated is going to upset it. I could just do that. Look at it go. Why are the robots so slow? They ran out of charge. Because I deconstructed all the robot ports in between, which doesn't help things. Now I've got to move this over. A tile. They'll just happily do their thing. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Damn it. I'm gonna delete that. That's the one I want. I keep forgetting where the position is. It's there. Up until the point when I discover it's not actually there. So a smart move would have been to put one of the blueprint down to actually line up the belts. This thing. Because it doesn't? Oh, there we go. I was worried there. Mod for toggling exoskeletons and personal roboports. That is a useful mod. I believe it's coming in the base game too. Pretty sure I heard something about that. Power Armor Mark III, 9 Exos, personal, precious coffee. The hot coffee mod, is it? Yeah, I thought I did turn all those around. How many furnaces per belt are in this build? 11, I think it was. For the regular plates, and I can't even remember what the steel one is. I did it quite a while ago now. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then it's repeated 4 times. For 4 belts. Walking on concrete almost run faster than a train. That's fast. Oh yeah, it's 13's the theoretical and then 14 for symmetry purposes. To balance the belt properly, so it's, I think it was 7.1 or something. Or the 7th one on each belt sort of pushes it over. Unfortunately, it needs the belt going up there, so it loses a bit of beacon efficiency. But it's not that big of a deal. And this thing, God only knows. I think it was like 72. The furnaces that do the steel plate are speeded faster than the iron plate ones. Just to save on power and such, so it's missing a beacon there, which is, it works out because then you can squeeze a radar or a ideally a substation in there. Not sure if I experimented with that. No, I didn't, because that's just a. You see, these are all a tangled mess, and this one in here is perfect. Don't know why that is. I think that's. No, that's not the original one. That's been moved as well. Even that one's nicer. Just, I don't know what happened there. It's just a mess. Actually, it's got more than it needs, really. Or does it? No. Yeah, it's just a mess. It's called art, yes. That's one way to put it. Alright, let's progress. Wrong one again. Love the new Power Pole View Moar OCD triggers. It's been really handy actually for diagnosing problems. Pole in the way. Another pole in the way, damn it. Didn't see that one before. And more crap in the way. The advantage with this view is you can see where power's getting into the smelting block. So in this one you actually see there's nothing connecting it. And the power goes up through the middle to power the robot board. Except for this one dodgy one here, which it looks like it connects there but it doesn't. The same goes here. Power goes up through and it's completely isolated down there. Should consider mining that too. But Should actually see how that's uranium is doing. 1.2484. And down here it's down to 676. Every now and then I have to take some iron plate over there to make more cells. It's completely full of the dud uranium. And it's completely full of probably the good stuff too. Yeah. It's filled up all the chests from the Kvoraks. The design I borrowed from Hoffney. FPS drops to 30 when you zoom out in map view. Toggle pollution. Yeah, it's a bit of a strain. It's not too bad for me. It's generally needs decent graphics power. Lucifer more faster. Oh yeah. It's getting there. Slowly. It's even making greens. Not greens. Greens are going into the blues. It's because it's making blues. So this should line up with that. Got biters enabled, and yeah. Oh, the rampant AI biters, yeah. That'd make life tough. Oh yeah, they're actually fixed again. Where are they? Let's find out. I had a problem with oil patches. 0.2. Sounds about right. Did they fix the difference between... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was fixed in version 13 with the train update. Or and the everything update really. In version 12 you couldn't unload it as fast. What was it? You could only have 5 inserters, whereas horizontally you could have 7. And now it's just 6 either way. Yeah, that was last year actually. I haven't played in a while. Your name seems kind of familiar. I'm procrastinating on moving this, but I really need to move it. as well just do it. What's the difference between your iron hold and normal stacker? So they live here until they need to go to the outpost. Governed by the controller. So these three lights, the green ones represent how many are in the stacker, and the cyan ones reflect how much is how many train loads are waiting. So like this one and 2, apparently there's only 1 load waiting. This doesn't look right. I'm a bit surprised if iron 1 had 3 train loads waiting. I think it's off by 1. No, apparently it's full. Oop, that's a space. But yeah, so the trains will live here until they actually need to go out and get ore. And then they get ore, come back, and then come back to here again. And the through station just makes the layout a little bit nicer. Is the atomic bomb vanilla? Yes, it is. Pretty sure I researched it too. Yep, down there. There's atomic bomb now, yep. There's uranium as well. Oh, you're missing out. There's rail tankers now too. There's barreling, universal barreling's in the game. Basically a smart train yard, yeah. Where are they all? There you go. That's the vanilla fluid wagon now. Music is the Factorio soundtrack. The specific song is the bonus gameplay trailer. Derp, yes. You can colour trains too now. Yeah, one's found its way over here. Sort of, that looks. That don't look right. I feel like there's something wrong there. Sounds like beginning of Stranger Things. That don't look right. Screenshot. Is oil still incredibly grindy? No, fortunately. Oil patches, all fluids have been multiplied by 10. So if I go over here, so the pipe says it has 100 in it instead of 10 now. Tanks hold... Where's a tank? Yeah, tank will hold 25,000 now. The tanker wagons will hold 25,000. There we go, 25,000, 24.9. Oil patches go down to 0.2 instead of 0.1 now. And they go down at a slower rate. The oh, and the soundtrack's on the Steam thing, but the demo's on the website, the main page, homepage. That's the one. I'm curious to see what these oil train's up to. Waiting on a 0.15 version, a specific one, because 15's already out. And a lot of the issues have been sorted out now. Red Deserts, from what I last saw, is officially for version 16, which should be coming out in like a month, from what I understand. So what's this guy up to? Where the hell did that go? Huh. There it goes. Still doing it though. It's pumping even though there's nothing there. Oil fields tend to look like this now. This was my profitable one, but it's going down now. I know I have efficiency modules in them too. Why are there 6 signals tied to the station? To encourage trains not to come here when there's no... So right now, there's not enough oil to pick up. So they're being forced red to discourage trains from coming here. It actually doesn't need these ones. And some of them have more, like 8 I think I'm up to. Basically how huge your base is. Yeah. So that's the entire map, all centered around this glorious lake. Original spawns in here, in the blueprint graveyard of blueprints of various things. This is... Why not shutting down the station? This oil thing I set up before version 15. This I actually set up in version 13, which was before you could... there's one. It's actually got 6 plus 1, 7. So the best I could do was just force the Pathfinder to look elsewhere. Kinda works to an extent, and then it breaks down eventually. Nothing wants oil at the minute. This gets interesting. Yeah, this map was started in version 12. Oh yeah, and for those who haven't seen, this is a nuclear power plant. It does a lot of the... It deals with all the power issues that used to be a grind. Kira Yeknon, how's it going? Haven't caught stream in a while. I is good. I'm not even running all of them. This is a design I borrowed from Hofni as well. When I say borrow, I mean... yeah, just borrowed. It can go up to about 3 gigawatts. Oh yeah, another thing that's actually different is steam engines. They're the same, but the boilers are changed. Boilers are 2x3s now. And they produce quite a lot more power than the old boilers. So that there does what all of that used to do. This was the old version 12 power plant. It was big. It's even got the power switch that used tanks. So it's all mangulated because the pump changed size. And it voided the water into the tank, and it's like a toilet flushing, really. Ooh, oil train just went through. Let's see. Oh, something is active. Hey, Sony! So nuclear power, you don't need to fill half the map with solar anymore. No! I started to, with one up here, and down here too, but I actually turned off the second one. I've actually been mining out this one. 8414, it's almost gone. Another excellent... Oh, it's rotated wrong. Tear it all down, start over, they're rotated wrong. Another nice feature is the power overlay. And robot overlay. Oh, I pulled up all the roboports. But you can see all the robot networks. Blue Sky Gaming. How's it going? Fences too. That one's pretty useless. It's nice to see the defences there. I never use it. Showing hard players. Tear it all down, use the double symmetry version. They're actually all... yeah. They're all past version 13. I can tell because it says last user. So this power pole has no last user, so that means it was placed in version 12. Give a mini tour of the base for the children. Okay. Sure, let's go with blue sky. The problem is I have to lean forward and squint to see it. Bluesy gaming. I got the chat on dark mode, so the dark blue on the black is a bit difficult with the contrast. Okay. Here we are at the utility end of the base. Outpost train, the trash train, just taking off. There's also a supply train that brings in solid fuel for to power the locos. I haven't converted over to rocket fuel yet. There's also a train that comes in here for doing supplying outposts with repair packs and such. Nothing dramatic. There's the old make everything. There's the new make everything. It'll probably have to move. Smelting. This is just steel smelting. It's still just steel smelting. There's the unloader, which is what we were working on. And all the train logistics for it. The steel smelting is 8 blue belts worth of smelting output. Gave up ages ago and people calling me the right. Yeah, you must admit, never heard of blue sky. That's a first. Iron plate smelting. Each vertical column produces 4 belts worth on the output. There's 11 total. This one here is for stone, to produce stone brick, which is needed for science now. This is copper, which is 10 columns worth, for 40 belts total. So 40 belts of copper, 44 belts of iron, and 8 belts of steel. How long on this world? 400 something hours? Let's see, 481. Most of the smelting gets devoted to green circuits. Names are hard. Yeah, they are hard. I have a lot of trouble trying to read out all the followers. This produces, what was it? 17 belts of green circuits. It's a matched pair, so there's now 36 belts of green circuits here. The temporary module builds here, and all this stuff's all temporary. That's more than I have total. Try my name. Carmoken. I'm making myself a lovely pea and ham soup. Ooh, nice. Pea and ham soup's excellent. Red circuits. This is left over from the 1 rocket per minute base. I just made it bigger. It produces 7.4, I think it was, belts of red circuits. So it's basically 8 belts when I was testing it. Speed ones. It produces, what, each 3 belts of red circuits and green circuits, so whatever that is. That's for the science and the rocket control units. Blues, I think it was just 1 belt still, or 2. I can't remember. And that's basically it so far for the main base. Main steam power plants over here. Massive storage. The intention of this map is to run this. Originally, when I was doing this in version 12, was to run the steam engines off solid fuel. What materials you need for the new science stone? Okay, so the stone is for the production packs. So the reds and greens are the same. They still only need the copper and the gears and the inserters and transport belts. The filter inserters has been removed from Science Pack 3s, and it's now an engine and a mining drill instead. Military packs is a new pack, which takes military items. So, and also it actually takes coal because of the grenades. You're updating the old mega base. I'm updating my old 1 rocket per minute base to 1 red belt of each science per minute, which is 1600 packs per minute of each of these packs. Production, it needs electric furnaces, which is where the stone brick comes from, or where it goes to. It also takes electric engines, so you need a combined build which I reckon that's the way I'll do it in the future, is produce a build which does all of the engine units, and then you tap off for the electric engine units for this, and then tap off more from some excess for bots, for the robot frames. High tech was where the batteries went to, and that's where speed modules go now too. And it takes 30 copper cable in a small attempt to Zagamer, thank you for the follow. Takes copper cable as a small attempt to rebalance the copper requirement because it's quite heavy on iron as it is. You can have like 8, early game you'd have like 8 iron smelters to 2 copper smelters. Yeah, so this actually, as well as doing the science, needs to be 1.6 rockets per minute, which is quite a lot for a belt base anyway. Actually, while I'm at it, down here is the oil base. Oh, it's full up again. Yeah, it's full. That's the only barreling this thing uses. And this was left over from version 14. So it unbarrels into each refinery bank. It is in theory controlled, but it's not actually being controlled at the minute, it's just all forced on. Nice, complicates things, looks good. Excellent, thank you very much. I do need to update these to 15. I need to make this smaller. This isn't a very good build. It could be better. Get the speed up, more beacon coverage. Was it 5.875? Oh yeah. This has 2 modules in it, but you can put 3 modules in chemical plants and refineries now. I haven't done that yet. This doesn't use barreling for anything. I decided to go with pipes to see how to go. It needs a lot of water. But performance compared to barreling isn't too different. It puts sulfuric acid onto tankers, same with the lubricant. Plastic train gets requested by the base as it's needed, same with the rocket fuel train. I don't actually know where the rocket train is. And it requests iron plate and coal as it needs it. Either that, or it just sends it on its way. I think it just sends it on its way. Well, I'm going to start a new Factorio game. That's definitely a good idea. My recommendation is do 1-to-1 circuits, do a gears on the main bus, which normally wasn't a thing, and build everything for productivity modules. Then as soon as you unlock productivity module 1, just put them in everything. And that will save the resource strain. I suppose I should probably finish doing trains. Suppose. Are you using any mods in this world? Just RSO, but I used to use Ion Cannon and a few others, like File and such, originally. Okay. Currently doing the 111 craft challenge at 106. And I think I have one more. Oh, okay. Having my fun. Lazy bastard. Oh, I remember doing that. Do I need to change game resource settings? There's a default preset, which is Rail World, which a lot of people complain about because it's not spaced out enough, but I think it's fine. Because I worked out that it's because it's a literal rail world. Welcome, thank you for the follow. I like Lazy Bastard force you to automate all the things. Yes, it does. It makes Automation 3 more attractive than advanced oil processing. That's a really annoying one too, actually. You can't automate oil refinery crafting. So you're stuck with one oil refinery until you can make the resources to make Automation 3, which then you can craft the oil refineries, the rest of the oil refineries for your base. Are there any screenshots or blueprints of the components that I'm using? Interesting assembler examples. I used the... I can't remember what it's called. There was a web page which lets you calculate everything. What's it called? Barry Kahn science calculator. And then I have an Excel spreadsheet to calculate out the individual assembler builds. And I have a book which has everything ready to go. It might be better if I open the book. Wherever it went. There it is. This is actually the old circuit design. I actually reduced it down quite a bit. RSO plus rail world. You could just do straight rail world, no RSO. Actually, if I was to start again, I wouldn't do RSO. That just produces furnaces. Exactly the right amount. Assembly. So these are things I haven't put down yet. Oh yeah, there's the individual pack production. And then it spreads out from there. That should actually be there. Some of these I'm yet to place down. In saying that, I actually have a map where I test all these. Needs creative mod though. And so that's how I know everything works. So this has got the red circuit build, there's the green circuits. Blues. That's the old rocket control unit from the 1 rocket per minute base. It includes the speed modules in it, which I've taken out. I haven't actually made it yet. So compared to RSO, is the rail world the same concept but easier? Yeah, the rail world is basically just a preset for the generation settings. It just sets the frequency down and the size up. There's all the smelting. This one is that's actually the low density structures that's going in eventually. I managed to get it pretty dense. And this is actually also all of the belt combinations to connect it all up. I like how it's to make the assembly machines is completely surrounded by inserters. And it still doesn't run 100% of the time. This is a sneak peek as to what the base will be like if I stop procrastinating. Six lanes of gears. And there's the red belt going out. Oh yeah, there's all the different steel smelters, all the failed ones. Yeah, I put efficiency in them at one point. It didn't actually do anything. Oh, we'll switch back. Oh, I don't move as fast. I hate your maps so much. So many ore patches with total 6 to 12. Wish it was less frequent. Yeah, they turned the richness ramp rate even higher in version 15. And it really didn't need to be. I did actually go up out there into new terrain, and I think it was up into the 20 to 30 million. It was a bit crazy. I think it's only just hitting 13. Here on the fringes, the explored stuff. Yeah, 15. I think that's from version... No, that's still version 12. 17. But this ends where it's really getting rich. Yeah, coal's insane on this map for some reason. 4.4. 3.9. Like the coal patches are really compressed. See if I can find an example. There's a copper patch, a compressed copper patch. I don't know why it's happened. I did mess with the original RSO settings a lot though. This one was crazy. It's got 1.1 million in it. And it's tiny. Been looking for an island with a decent start, and they all seem to be missing something though. Yeah. Yeah, you'll probably always be chasing the perfect map but never find it. 1.8. So it's normal to find one of those but with like 4 million on it. Or more. Really compressed, really rich. Oh, it's almost gone. It's actually almost gone. And I genuinely can't see any compressed coal patches anymore. Oh yeah, there's a super compressed copper patch. And the uranium was added when loading in 15. It added it automatically. Sis2's island map seemed alright. I haven't seen that one. How many time on this game? About 400 and... what did I say it was? 481 hours. Not setting any records, but it's up there. I think it's almost pack up time as well. Already. Don't know where time went. Double total hours in this game. I've been playing this one map for over a year now. I don't like hiding signals behind there. I also don't like putting signals inside the bounds of a train stop. It's a quarter of a year as a full-time job playing this map. That's an excellent question. I have over 100 hours on the stream, but on Steam, I mean, but I'm sure I have more than double before Steam was a thing. How much science is robot speed 10? How fast are you producing? 16,000 science total, and currently I'm producing not a lot of anything. Yeah, not far off there. With the hours in a week. Sloda, thank you for the follow. There is the next one. About there. It's never really emptied. Do you use standard drone speed on this map? Yeah, but I have gone somewhat into the infinite research. I never loaded any mods that changed it. The worker speed, or the base speed, or console commands. Just keeps on going. Oh, it's smelting, that's why. There we go. Ooh, that's getting thin. That is good. The Dirty Creeper. Thank you for the follow. I feel like that's a kind of name that's intended for me to just read out. Like a troll name kind of thing. Still doing 60 UPS with a belt-based mega smelt reactor factory. Yeah, but are you in the middle of a refactor? Yeah, 60 UPS because this is not actually doing anything. Or much. I mean, the circuit belt's empty. There's no iron at the minute being unloaded. I'd change if I could. Something from the Minecraft days, I guess. You could always just say the crafty creeper was taken. You can actually change it. Before Minecraft. In before it was actually cool. Put a splitter in. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I'll just have a quick peek to see how much is there. Ooh. A lot. Well, at the very least I can cut up this one. And that should let me do this one. This one. Get some belts on it. Oh, those guys are in the way again. There we go. That's steel unloading done. Just steel. I might actually reduce that down to just the 2 lanes. Might allow 8 tracks worth. 6, 8. 8 to fit in and turn round. As in like that. Then I can have room to expand that if it needs to. Actually, what I might do... I like alert mechanics in the new version. Lose much less time patrolling. Yeah, you don't get the audible warning for everything anymore. Let's try again. This time actually place it. Not entirely sure what it collided with. go. I give it a bit of space just in case I need to extend the trains. Which I probably very likely will have to. Some of the alerts were toned down back in version 12 too. I'm trying to remember though. I'm pretty sure the one for damaging was reduced to only when it was destroyed in one of the last updates for 12. So I want to come down and around. Wonder how many I can actually fit in too. Just do it with track. I know I'm going to need more than 30 for each unloader now. But by how much? Might scrub that. I don't know if I'll be able to take it that far. Or just pretend that gap isn't there. Oh, it is an odd spacing. Are you using circuit network for the holding station instead of stackers? Yes, I am. How does that work with a train schedule? Okay. So a train, you can tell it to wait until a circuit condition. And so in this case it's just blue greater than 0. And so currently I'm just because for the copper one I haven't built yet. If I just set that to 1, then they'll all just take off. But if you were to attach it to the circuit network, you end up with this stuff. This just captures the state of the signals. I'll come all the way up here. There's the control signal for it. So these numbers here are saying how many of each train descend. So iron 1 is number 1, so that's 3. Iron 3, 4, 6, 7 and 8, and 0 is 10. They're all requesting 3 trains. I've unplugged it from here, and there's actually, I brought in a new controller for it. And so each one of these deciders converts that into the blue signal. So if it's just 1, then only 1 turns on, greater than 0. This one, greater than 1, so that turns on the second one and the first. I meant programmable speaker type alerts. Oh yeah. Now I get what you mean. I played around with them, but I don't really care for them. So the question is, how many is that? $71 is not a hell of a lot more than what's there already. It's basically enough for what's already there, plus some stone. Could be a problem. Very much be a problem. I don't actually know what the throughput of the trains will be like too. I might have to think about this one for a bit. And it's also very likely I have to extend these to 6 cargo wagons in the centre. Oops. Oh yeah, I forgot to sort out those too. But oh god, I just looked at the time. I need to call it. So I'll have to finish this off next time. Trying to think what Colonel Will's up to tonight, I guess. What is it? 7, 8 hours time, I think it is. Still no Dutcher. What is he doing? Is he playing with himself or something? Yeah, in 8 hours time, Colonel will be on, I think he's on Megabase 1.1? Or Chaos Dispenser, I can't remember which, on his schedule. So look out for that in 8 hours time on this channel. Don't know, it's hot outside, it's 28 degrees. It's warm. It's actually getting on a bit on the hot side. To be outside at least for a long time. Yeah, so look out for Colonel Will in about 8 hours time from now. I might be there again. We'll see how we go. I'll probably continue this next time tomorrow. 24 hours from now, that is. From whatever time zone you're in. And I shall thank you all for watching and see you all next time. And thanks for all the follows too.